So welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks again for everyone who's clicking on subscribe and subscribing to the channel, leaving me comments. Every one of you hugely appreciate doing that, so thank you. Windy day today, or sort of windy, breezy maybe. Running joke, every single time I seem to do videos I'm always in a pair of shorts. It's not the usual style, but you know, the temperature's been kind of up and down all the time, and I always seem to be in my grey shorts, so I thought I'd change it up today and go into these sort of lighter grey shorts. So grass is thick, still looking really healthy, which is nice. So probably what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a little light verticut, and then I'm going to do just a cut to sharpen that up. You know, I've had a couple of comments from people saying that you don't need an Allett to do the stripes. Absolutely, you don't need an Allett at all to do the stripes. I also wanted something that was a bit quieter for my neighbours as well. So, you know, petrol lawnmowers are quite noisy, and you can hear them, you know, all over the place. So I wanted to get something that was a little bit quieter and a little bit better for the environment. So that's why I picked the Allett. I wanted to buy something of really good quality to give you a quality viewing when you're looking at my content. So I say each to their own. I'm not against anyone that wants to buy a lawnmower that's £100 or buy a lawnmower that's £10,000. I don't really have an opinion on either, but we each have our choices, and that's what I decided. And then I've got the Allett to do the cultivation work as well, because I wanted a lawnmower that I could have one lawnmower but many functions. So, you know, this lawnmower gives me the ability to cut, it gives me the ability to verticut and groom, to scarify, to have a power brush, to aerate, to dethatch. You can do it all with the Allett, one single lawnmower with many cultivation cartridges. And yes, they are expensive, but I believe in you get what you pay for. I chose it for what was right for my garden. Just getting ready to take the cartridge out and also get the cutting done. So just to show you how easy it is to deal with this cartridge system in the Stirling. So you just lift up this, you lift up that, you pull this drive gear handle and it releases a belt that's inside here. Just tidy up the bits at the side there, just keep everything looking good. And then all you do is just lift, literally, if you can. Sometimes it just needs a wee bit of persuasion to come out, and that's it. Cartridge is out. So what I'll do is I'll put the cartridge over here on the slab, and then I'm going to get the Verticutter cartridge in, which is this one, and basically just align it in there, slide it in, lock it down, push that one, push this one, and then there's a little tab inside here, and there's a little sprocket that kind of pops into that tab when you've locked the drive gear into place. So you just push it down, right down, until that little bit appears in there, and that's you locked in. So the next thing you need to do is you need to set the height of cut so that these blades dig into the sward. So I'm just going to drop this down, right down to 0. I'm not doing a deep groom, I'm just doing a groom that's just ever so slightly titivating the top surface, and I can see the lawnmower's actually dropped really down into the grass layer here, because it's kind of sitting right down on the top of the grass. So that's what you want. You basically just want that. You don't want it too low if you're only taking off a wee bit, so that's perfectly happy there. Then we put on the grass box like that. So I've got 2 chargers running just now, charging the battery. So that's it now in place. And what I want to do is room the outside with the Verticutter. And all you're doing here is just thinning out the sward, just getting rid of some of the side growth and then the naturally sort of dark material. before, I wanted to do verticutting on a regular basis just to help the grass a little bit. So I've just moved over ever so slightly. I'm just creating a gap around the perimeter of the grass so that when I start doing it up and down, I don't need to stand too much on my bark and drag that up onto the grass. This process also helps with sort of getting rid of any material that might be sitting on your lawn from, you know, maybe bad weather or something like that. And you can see it. It's sort of brown and green, some just sort of dead material, and that's just sitting down in the canopy of your grass. You want to get that out of there because that really does suffocate the access for new growth and also suffocate the soil layer, so you want to just try and thin that out. So that's why I'm verticutting, is just purely for this kind of stuff, to get rid of that material out of the lawn so that new growth can come through and new nutrients from Mother Nature through rain and everything like that can get into the grass a little bit easier. And then I'll give you a little preview of what it actually looks like close up so you can see. You can see the lines ever so slightly. You can just see the lines that are getting combed through the grass, and that's everywhere. So if you look there, you can see it, that there's lines appearing in the lawn, and that's just standing everything up on end, any lateral growth up on end, chopping those off, and then when we come back through with the lawnmower, it just enhances the stripe again. So we can just see that across here with the lawnmower. So I've done all round the outsides, round the fixed elements over here and here, and then I'm just going to go round and finish it off. You can see there, we've got 5 bars on that battery, so we should be good. So slide it in, click it in, and get going, because I think the rain might be coming. So there you go, Scotland. 1 minute sunshine, next minute's rain. You just want to keep a firm handle on the lawn so you don't wander off. It's fine. So I hope everyone's doing alright. Hope the weather's good wherever you are in the world and your gardens are looking great. It's nearly August, I can't believe it. In the last week or so, watching the golf and watching Scotty Scheffler win in the golf in Royal Portrush, that was good. Great golfer. So congratulations to Mr. Scheffler for winning that and enjoying his win with his lovely family and everything. I should do that. What I'm going to do is just hone up this line here and the one next to it. So I'll just go from one side to the other. It's fine. And then just sweeten up the one here. and be ready to cut. Probably the first time I've shown you this on screen, so be able to just let you see it as I'm coming round. And if you do this just now, when you then come over it with your cut at that point, you can then start to, you don't need to go over your edges and stand on your stripes. Let's get the lawnmower, let's get the blades in, let's get it cut. And the thing you've got to remember, guys, is you must remember that when you take the cartridge out and you switch back to the blades, to remember to raise the height of cut. Easy as that. So let's go and get started. And you should start to see very light stripes forming. And what we need to do later is feed it. We've taken some material out. I want to encourage the grass to have a fast response. What I'm going to do is just go around here. I'll come around the outside when I'm finished. You'll see the difference from what I was taking off of the Verticutter. It's mostly green in here, which is what you want to see. You're just taking the tips off here, you're not going into the sward, so it's mostly green in there. And that's the results of the cut. So lighter today, because I've taken more material out of the grass, so there's nothing much for the stripe kit to really show, but you can see that's how it looks. And it's opened it up nicely, and that's the results. Yeah, there is some ever so light thinning on these areas here, but some feed, water and time, and that will be back to normal. But other than that, it's looking really nice against the backdrop. There's a nice picture for you to finish things off for the day. So hope everyone has a lovely day and a nice weekend ahead, guys. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.